All right, what's up? Hello, and welcome. It's Tuesday, everybody. It's August 25th, 2026 today, and a very special day because I've got a guest for us today. He is not here yet, so we are going to do the thing like we normally do, and if he can't make it, hey, it is what it is. But this is the Indoor Farmer Reviews, episode 193, and we've got Dan from Clipper.com coming up eventually, maybe, hopefully. He's on a phone call, I think, at the moment. But we're going to play a little intro song to get this party started while I get the like buttons and shares and all that stuff going on. If you could help me out with that, I do really appreciate it. If you're catching this part, you might be seeing the replay. If you do, let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll be on screen commenting or liking and sharing everywhere, so hopefully you'll help me out with that. Let's review.
Stuck inside most days, grow lights on and low, tending rows of green beneath that artificial glow. But once a week he breaks out, camera in his hand, hits the streets and back roads of this forgotten land. Small shops pop up, markets, voices loud and proud. He's chasing stories no algorithm ever found. He's trading solitude for the roar of the crowd. Gonna bring it all back home somehow. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, faces you might never meet, places you might never reach, right from your seat. Yeah, the Indoor Farmer Reviews. Local brewers, candle makers, farmers selling jars, artists with their tables underneath the open stars. Waylon walks the aisles, asks the questions we'd ask too. Snaps the shots, records the laughs, keeps the moment true. For the ones who can't get out of wheels or walls of pain, he opens up the window, lets the world roll in again. He's living for the ones who stay behind, showing them the world is still kind. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The Indoor Farmer Reviews, faces you might never meet, places you might never reach, right from your seat. Yeah, the Indoor Farmer Reviews. He started just to get some air, escape the grow room walls. Now every mile he drives becomes a bridge for all. One man, one lens, one live stream glow, turning strangers into friends we'll never Thursday night, the chat lights up, the community tunes in. Waylon's back behind the lights, wearing that tired grin. plays every highlight, tells the tales he found. While the world spins outside, we're gathered round. Small dreams getting bigger with every view. That's what the indoor farmer came to do. The indoor farmer reviews, rolling out to see what's new. From the booth to the screen, he's bringing it to you. The indoor farmer reviews, voices rising through the feed, giving everyone a chance to feel the streets. Yeah, the indoor farmer reviews. The indoor farmer reviews. We're all right here with you.
All right. We're back. We're back. I am still sharing a couple more things. I got to share it to my Facebook group. If you're not part of my group, it's a public or it's a private group, but it's the only or how should I put it? I'm the only one that can post in that group, but I can post your stuff if you're interested. If you're a creator out there and you're trying to get if you're trying to get out there a little bit more, I have a group on Facebook called Maccabees Live Market, presented by Waylon the Indoor Farmer. That is the title. So you can go check it out and join it. It's free. But let's see, one other share. I do have a subscription group to share to. If you subscribe to my profile, Waylon Maccabee, I'm a public guy over there. And I guess we'll share it to a couple of sponsor groups. Why not? Because that's what's up. Let's do it. And guys, let's blow the roof off of it. We have a guest on today. First guest I've had for a while. I can't remember the last guest I had. Could have been Jason Capercio. Maybe it was. Yeah, I can't remember. Margaret, I guess you'll share to your group, and I'll just keep going to the other sponsors. You hold more weight in your own group than I would, so I appreciate that if you'll share. Sponsor shares are wonderful. If any sponsors are out there, I'd love a share. Appreciate it. Where else? Buttheads Growers Club. Let's share it in there. Hey, Daniel, what's up, man? What's up? Daniel, you're probably going to enjoy this episode, even though you probably can't hang out right now, but you may want to come back and check out the guest that I'm going to have on in a little bit. He's got a lot of techniques and basically I'll just I'll lay it out here. He is building, this is what it says on his X anyway. We're going to see what that all means, but he's building the blueprint for the next generation of content creators. So a lot of what he does is talk about efficiency and how people could be using different services or apps or whatever it is a little bit better. So hopefully it might give us a little bit of something in our arsenal of information. Any other groups? Daniel, what's your group? You want me to share it to your group? Let's see. I don't know what I'm like thousands of groups, you guys. I have to. I don't know which ones I should even bug about, but I am trying to share to my sponsors groups right at this moment. Have a minute? That's okay. You're so busy. That's all right. No problem, Brenda. I shared it out to a bunch of friends, and hopefully y'all can stop through, hit the buttons if you're busy about your day, and possibly do the shares and things like that. I mean, look, if you share it out, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. What other sponsor groups are there? What other groups do I have from sponsors? I think that was it. Yeah, okay. That's good enough for now. Hopefully you guys can help me out. Okay, now I'll get back to the comments. Hey, what is this? Denise with the 100 stars. Thank you very much, Denise. Oh, there we go. Let me play the Dancing Bananas before we pull our guest up. Okay, like I said, you guys, he is a busy guy, and I'm gonna tell you real quick one more time what it says. Besides, I think there was another piece of this that I missed. Business development. Okay, business development, and you can book calls with him for help. So very interesting. We're gonna pick his brain right now. Looks like I got him in the back now. All right, guys, welcome Dan from X to the stage.
Hey
I
there,
don't
how you
like.
doing?
Hey Dan, I don't like to call you Dan from X. Like I'm sure you're on, you're like on the interwebs, right? So you're Dan from
I'm
Clipper.com.
I'm most on X, so let's use that.
Okay, that's good. I did put that in the thumbnail so people can follow you there. I don't.
Yeah,
Most of my, you believe it or not, most of my friends came from Facebook. Most of my audience is coming from Facebook. You might see them on Rumble, but I've got them all kind of collected up over on Rumble because it's seems to be the best algorithm for me. But anyway, I came from Facebook. Believe it or not.
beautiful.
Yes, I'm on X, kind of trying to bite my way into it, but it's interesting. So we're gonna pull up your X account at some point and kind of show it off. But I just want to kind of this is our first time talking, man. We barely talked on X. We just kind of I saw your posts and I'm like, hey, this seems like an interesting guy. You seem like energetic. You seem like you seem like you're always in a good mood. But I bet you that's not the case. Anyway, so let's just kind of hear from you. Like what who are you? Who's Dan? What's up?
Who's
Give us
Dan?
your lowdown. Yeah. How have you?
TLDR. Well, Dan is quickly trying to share this
Oh, okay.
on
No
X
problem.
as well on the
No rush,
timeline,
man.
but
No
he can
rush.
wait. He's a little hectic right now, but yeah, this is a really cool opportunity to connect, and thank you for the time. I'm, you know, I guess the 30-second elevator pitch would just be someone who helps people make money online. And whether that be discovering their voice, whether it be discovering if they want to build a personal brand, which I think everybody should do, regardless of whether you're a delivery driver for Amazon or you're a CEO of an eight-figure company. I think there's value to it in any way because we can go down that route. But I am a
Sure.
business and brand connector. I do business development with Clipper.com, where we do amplification for people online. So you've seen clips, people understand what clips are, people are starting to get the idea behind it. That's the surface layer of it, but the reality of it, it's the distribution layer of the internet, and AI and LLMs have never been more important in today's age with advertising. So big brands will hop on this. Nike, Pepsi, Coca-Cola will, but for right now, I'm gonna use the Gary Vaynerchuk style. You need to hop on this because with clipping, whether it's someone like yourself or someone like myself or a brand that I just got off a call with that's on the New York Stock Exchange.
Nice.
So clipping is so beneficial because it actually trains the AI distribution layer of the internet, whether people are entering in Google, Grok, Claude, ChatGPT, whatever it is, AI now becomes a funnel for your business. So if you get
Right.
enough volume behind it, you get enough distribution behind it, it can help amplify whatever it is that the message is that you want to talk about, whether it be onboarding people for your newsletter or raising 6 or 7 or 8 figures for a launch. So
Mm.
um, that was way longer than 30 seconds, man.
Nah, that's okay. I mean, that gives me a lot to go off of because it seems like you're kind of covering the whole range within that niche of visibility online. And reach, visibility, however you want to word it. But I think a lot of people struggle with that because they think that either they're doing something wrong, which is probably a lot of times the case, or they think somebody's out to get them, or some haters, or I have plenty of haters, right? But I
Algorithm.
right algorithm problems. Uh,
Yeah.
so it kind of, and not to get too tech, not actually, let's get away from technical and say it can be depressing. It can be, demoralizing. It can be like there can be a lot of emotion involved in it, and that can, really mess with people. So I think, and I'm going to ask you, like, what other places have you tried? Like, are you on TikTok? Are you on these places that have are like the high traffic places like that?
Everywhere, bro. I
Yeah.
mean, okay, so we can go one of
We
two
need
ways. Like I'm everywhere. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube.
we need to
I
get you
would
on
perfect.
Rumble. We need to get you on Rumble.
No, I've been using a couple of their
Oh, let me
live
move this.
stream platforms, and like I talked about, just fatigue side of it. But I
Yeah.
have looked into Rumble. I think there's value with it. But yeah, I'm I'll use myself as an example because I think I'm a perfect example. I'm on everywhere from Telegram to Discord to I have probably the biggest following on X overall for
Nice.
myself.
But
Um, I don't know, 1.1K followers on YouTube, but I don't post enough
a lot more than
on
I have.
Facebook, on Instagram, on everywhere else. But at the end of the day, you hit on something saying people get depressed about this, whatever it is. And I'm a great example. Likely speaking, yes, the content is not good enough, but at the end of the day, we're not putting enough volume out there to get traction for what it is that we want to do. A lot of times it's like at the end of the day, it's not being in enough places in the language that it requires to talk about, right? When we're
Mm,
on TikTok, we're posting or talking or scrolling in a different way than we are on Facebook
right.
or YouTube or Instagram. They're all different, right? So they require, a different language or a different message. But in the reality of it, if we're a single creator, hard to post across all platforms in a different message. Heck, it's hard to just be consistent enough to post across platforms. Like,
Yes.
there are ways to do it. Yes, there are scheduling. You can schedule on X in app, which is great. You can get third party apps, which is great. You can get a VA. I'm trying to figure out how to find a consistent editor. All this stuff
Right.
costs resources. Like, there's so many ways to take it, but I think at the end of the day, like I'm gonna take the I'm gonna just hit on Gary Vee because I love the man. I lucky enough that he follows me on X too, but
Wait,
the
Gary
man, the myth,
V.
the
Who?
legend, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes I've heard
Um,
that name. Mhm.
yeah. Oh yeah. He's whether you like him or not is another thing, but um, going from the side of it, like I'm going to take the gratitude and thankfulness, the fact that you and I can even have this conversation or, have the opportunity to make money with this little magical internet box,
Right.
the, the, the opportunities that are here today that we never had before. Like, yes, it's not easy. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. But, yeah, this conversation definitely obviously got me fired up, but, I don't know the
Yeah.
answer to that. The fact that we're in the game and we can just keep taking shots, like
Right.
beautiful, isn't
That
it?
that's a good way to put it because you aren't you might be shut down on maybe say one site because let me tell you, people that I know on Facebook, there's 7 people watching there right now, but guys, come find me on Rumble. But if you're watching on Facebook and you've been frustrated about this, this is one of the biggest things that people have complaints about on Facebook. Oh, they're restricting me, they're this and this and this. You got to get on at least a couple places. Now, to your point earlier about app fatigue, I get that, and maybe we can talk about like how to not waste your time on 100 different places, and maybe you target the top sites, or maybe you target ones that are up and coming. Um, I think that's what I try to do. I look at companies that kind of align with what am hoping, like freedom of speech, better open, like Pickaxe. I don't know if you heard of Pickaxe, but I guess there's no algorithm. I haven't got on there yet, but there's no algorithm.
No.
It's supposed to be like just people driven, like the way, like just you interacting with it, and that's what drives it. I don't know. That sounds complicated, but it's supposed to be better than no like AI driven algorithm. So my point is, like,
Is
I
that
try to look for
is
those.
that better though?
I don't know. I haven't
If
got
the
on yet,
goal
so
is to like,
it's supposed to be
yeah,
better.
if the goal is, yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know the
It's
answer
the
to this, but
restriction side of it, I think, is what people assume with AI. They are coming through and restricting you for a lot of times silly reasons. Like they say you did something and then you didn't do that. A lot of times it happens a lot.
But
ton.
bro, have you ever worked a corporate 9 to 5? Or have you ever worked like any
Yeah, yeah.
job where you have to go and clock in?
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
There's obstacles across those jobs that people jump through the hoops every single time and eat that like quote
yeah.
unquote dog shit and just deal with it and still clock in day after day.
Right,
Why is it so different online when you have this opportunity to make five, six, seven figures, or even just a couple extra $100 to like pay your bills? Why is there that obstacle? Oh, hey, I have the opportunity to make money on Snapchat, but I don't like Snapchat, or I have
right.
the opportunity to build a following on X, but it's not the platform for me.
It's
Okay,
tough.
great. How are you going to show up to a 9 to 5 job and be like, "Hey, that's great, but I'm not going to that meeting on Thursday because it's a waste of time." And
Right.
that email that I got from my boss that's counterproductive, I'm just not going to respond, or I'm going to respond in a way I don't want to. Like,
I'll
I
explain it.
don't understand that disconnect.
I think I
But
got it. I think I got it.
we got discourse
So
here. I love it.
yeah, I mean, I think it's not necessarily a difference of opinion, but I think what I'm imagining why people would do that, and a lot of times it's because people like to be told what to do. A lot of times, a lot of people, the masses,
Yeah.
like the general, and they also have all this like perceived sunken cost fallacy where they have the 401k, the insurance, the benefits. Oh, I can't. I have to go to work because I have those benefits. You know, I have a family. If you know this and this and this, and I've talked to people multiple times about like say insurance. You can get out of your company's insurance and get into like a co-op or get into like a group thing or some other non-company related insurance. And I think these are some hangups that people get. They're like, oh, that I got to clock in because of all these things I'll lose if I don't. But in the internet, they aren't being told exactly what to do, when to do it. They are uh, not they're not as invested because no one's giving them some you know imaginary dollar amount with their insurance, which we all know is just a big scam anyway. So it's just I think that's a lot of it. And I don't know about you. I want to ask you this: when you started doing this, I don't know when you started doing this, but did you have a change in your life from like a regular job to hey, I'm gonna be online, I'm gonna be a personality? And when if you did, I want to know how your friends and family reacted because I ask everybody this and it might be the same. I want to hear what you say.
I have a very interesting sort of approach with this. I actually just shared everything on X as well, so hopefully we'll get a few more people
Cool.
rolling in today.
We won't see their
Um,
comments. A little just to not to interrupt you, but if you're watching on X, guys, if you go to YouTube, Facebook, or Rumble, we'll be able to see your comments. For some reason, Twitch didn't want to connect today, but just go ahead.
I put it on the timeline so people can smack talk or join into the discourse, and I'll see it in the noties, and we'll
Oh,
we'll
cool,
add it to
cool.
the
Yeah, yeah,
conversation if needed. So
that works.
I just had to share it on the timeline because it's living here now. So,
Good.
um, so I mean, from my background being like an older millennial and probably the fifth oldest person on crypto Twitter, and likely now the second youngest person on Facebook, but always have been in that mindset of I've been a square peg in a round hole, being like, get the job, buy the house, have the family, get all that. Like this is what you need to do or you're not successful, right? Dropped too much money into university, didn't know what I wanted to do, wasted years there, never even obtained a degree, but realized that the entrepreneurial spirit was within me, from every aspect of like, um, creating a all you can drink access pass to parties and aligning with some of the bars for kegs and just having them ready on Fridays and Saturdays and turning that into a business. So
Efficiency.
that's always been, yeah, that's always been me. And taking it back to like being as a kid, like garage sales, being like mowing
Odd jobs.
lawns,
Yep, yep.
paper route, like that's just been me. Um, and maybe a disruptor in like always asking questions or always like, hey, this
I
doesn't
feel
make
you.
any logical sense, but I guess we're supposed to do that, right? So fast forward to me like getting um, the entrepreneur lifestyle, like figuring out corporate's not going to work for me, running that, doing that successfully, like building my business from the ground up, from the foundation, literally by doing zero advertising, but running a fitness business just by sharing client stories on the internet. Before, this was like 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, before like advertising on Instagram was actually a thing. And that's all I did, was tell client stories that way. So
Hmm.
built a successful business with that. Some fun stuff and learning in real life happened within that. COVID then happened, and this creator economy started to take off as well. So I was making Instagram reels and doing all those things for clients, and realized the opportunity with that. So always had that entrepreneurial creator idea and mindset, and kind of trying to
Hmm.
front on those opportunities before they were really a thing. So when you sort of like say that, it resonates with me to a way that I can't really like explain in words, right?
Was there a
And
shift? Was there a point when there was a shift as you became an adult? You noticed a
yeah,
difference?
and the big
Yeah.
shift was me leaving the creator um entrepreneurial side of it to go get another 9 to 5, because it was
Oh
like
no.
the dream brand I wanted to work
Hmm.
with. I thought the dream job, right? And then,
Corporation.
um, right,
Yeah.
right. So,
Yeah.
like lack of, you know, it's never guaranteed in a business or a corporation. So you can work your ass off for someone else's dream. They can even like say, one week they want to fund your financial future and have you lead a department, and then next week be like, hey, this isn't working out, right?
Right.
There is some element of that non-guarantee, and like you said, pensions, 401ks, like you can have an employer match 1 to 1 with your I'm here in Canada, so we have RSPs, right? They can match 1 to 1 for your retirement savings plan, but they can also serve you hey,
Right.
this isn't going the way we want it to, and we're going to go a different direction, right? So yeah, that happened to me, and I just realized that, um, I can go back to the day, September 26th, 2023,
Oh,
and just locking into Web3, and
your real passion. Getting back to it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and locking into Web3 every single day, like 8 to 10 hours a day, and didn't take a day off until probably well, everyone remembers the Trump meme coin, and didn't take a day
Right.
off probably until January
Did you
2025.
get
And
into that?
I can remember the day actually sitting on my sofa, and
Mm-hmm.
I saw it at like $1.5 billion market cap, and I was like, "This is fake. This is absolutely fake." And then I saw it on X, and then I saw a repost from Truth Social, and I was like, between that and sitting on the couch, and like in between probably a couple minutes, it hit an $8 billion market cap, and I was like, no, not gonna chase it. But
Yeah.
I remember that fully, and then I remember going
Weird.
to actually the Real Vision conference. And if you're familiar with Real Vision, shout out to them. They're massive in the crypto education space,
Hmm.
so give a little shout out to them. But I remember going to that in Miami, and the one of the presidents of MoonPay was actually like at that crypto ball with everybody in that political space. And that's the weekend that the
Crypto
Trump
ball.
coin was launched. And he didn't
Ah.
even believe it. It brought more people onboarding to MoonPay in like 48 hours than they had in like 4 or 5 years. He didn't even believe it at the time. So, yeah, I mean, when you talk about the shift, things changed back in September 2023 massively. And I just absolutely ran with it. And we're here today.
Well, I'm glad you got back to, doing it yourself because obviously you probably had a lot of not only restrictions, but just difference of opinion between you and like being the creative person and maybe the person above you in the company who's like just the money person. And like, well, we can't do that. Like, well, hold on, this would work. And that's why you see a lot of companies nowadays missing out where the people with less backing are taking more chances and ending up with like something that no one thought was possible, like I can't think of a good example, but let me just get back to the shift. What I meant, and it sounds like you didn't have this happen, but there's a common story among a lot of person that like celebrities, politicians and anybody that's like public and very famous or known, they when they changed from that 9 to 5 and went out to do something more public, more on their own, a small business, whatever it was, content creating. Uh, you have this very common story. Maybe Canada's a little different, but the people that you knew, the friends and family that you had for your whole life up to that point, they just disappear. They just kind of put you on ignore. And I think it leads back to a little bit to us talking about how most people would rather just be told what to do all day and, 9 to 5, da 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 da. And they see that and I think maybe it's a reflection of like, hey, they're not doing something else. They're not doing something bigger with their life, and so maybe it's like a self-conscious thing. Like everyone in here, I've only met after I started going live. No, there's except well, there was one person that stopped through just to tell me he doesn't have Rumble, but thank you, brother. And I knew him in high school, but that was it. And it's a sad thing, and it's not just me. I don't take it personally because I've heard the story a lot of times.
It's
Like
not a
wow,
sad thing though, man. It's not. It's not a sad. I
maybe it's a
don't think
good
it's a
thing. It's a
sad
good
thing.
thing. You think?
Yes, yes.
Drop the
You
weight.
want
Yeah.
people around. You want people around you that
Thank you,
are
Denise.
like that are cheering for you, that are giving you thumbs up, and I get that. But those people that aren't going to be your biggest supporter or cheering for you, like just don't have the energy for them. Like
Yeah.
they'll be around once you hit like 100K on
Right. Right.
YouTube, or they'll be around once you go viral on something. And until then, they're going to be asking you, oh, hey, how's that little like Rumble thing going? Or are you still doing that posting on TikTok? Like
Right. Right.
they'll always lurk, they'll always watch.
Hey,
Um,
James.
they'll probably be first to smack talk you or throw you under the bus. But at the end of the day, like it's all just part of it, and it happens. And I've seen my circles change significantly,
Thank you, Denise.
and I don't even know if that's for the better. But it's a part of it, and I'd rather put my energy in those people that want to see me win, and not waste my time and energy in those things that just don't
Totally.
align with what I want to do.
Yeah.
I had a burden of guilt on that for a long time, man, but um, making that shift has been very profound for me.
Yeah. It's like a struggle for a while almost until you get to a certain point of comfortability with your new world, your new life of doing whatever it is. For me personally, I'm a disabled veteran, so I don't have to do this. I'm doing this not just to kill time either. I'm trying to learn how to become more self-sustainable, and this show connects to that thought because you being an entrepreneur, and that's what I like to do on Tuesday. I go out to events and small businesses and restaurants, and an entrepreneur attitude, an entrepreneur like spirit is the same thing that you have to have if you're out on a desert island by yourself to survive. Like, oh, well, got to do it myself. I'm going to make it happen, right? And it's the same kind of feeling or thought that you have to have as like a farmer or a homesteader. And maybe obviously
Or
they're different
commission
skills.
sales.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many connections here with business, small business especially, and that individual spirit of being able to do things ourselves again. Because we've kind of lost that in America, at least, that self-sufficiency. And now that I've been doing this, there's so many groups and people online that are influencers in this kind of thing, and they all have that perfect polished look and oh look I know how to grow this and it's perfect. And I'm trying to show people hey, what happens when someone who doesn't know what they're doing tries all this stuff out? And I'm trying to show the ups and downs and mistakes. And I think that's valuable online because so many people are just putting out this perfect. They're trying to put out just the perfect view of themselves, and it's just so fake.
But are you starting to see that shift across more, I want to say like larger influencers, but I noticed that shift significantly here this year. There's less polish, there's less
Trying to be regular
real, like
people now.
I mean, I was gonna set up my CineCam here for this live stream, but then I was just like, I had 2 calls this morning. Just went on a bike ride. Blah 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 blah. It just wasn't in the capacity. I would have stressed myself out to get it all set up for this stream before, But
Mm.
even some of the biggest creators like Alex Hermosi is doing more like in-app stuff directly in his phone, or his YouTube
More
channel has gone
personal.
directly virtually like live streaming it all and utilizing his webcam versus having like a polished studio with multiple people and lights and everything else. So I think there is that aspect of it, and I think
Right.
we can thank the I think there's a few aspects of it, but I think everything got over glamorized with the filterification of everything,
Mm.
that people are just like, we don't know what's real or what's not. And then you compound AI on top of that, that it just looks too good sometimes, but then someone has like 8 fingers.
Right.
Um, so then there's that aspect of perfect is kind of quote unquote like broken or just not real. So then
Right.
you and I having this open forum discussion, probably not going to get a million views on it, but the impact that we're going to make to the 39 people that are on here is going to be far more valuable and resonate far more with people than us having like a really nice polished YouTube show that gets 500,000 views, but nobody actually cares what they're talking about. But it looks nice.
And it took us a week or two to edit it and and post it. And that's the thing about
And all
live
the
is that
comments are, what kind of camera are you using?
right,
Oh, that
right,
looks
right.
great. Or what kind of LUT are you using and stuff. But nobody cares what the content is. Us having this discussion here, people actually have to listen to the conversation and
Mhm.
actually like get like they
Something out of
can't
it.
really passively watch it, right? So
Right.
they have to get engaged with it in a way. So I would rather do a
Kayla.
couple of these streams with 40 or 50 people on it that we're really like connecting with a few of those people that are like, hey, I understand this and I'm now going to like passively work on my personal
Right.
brand, or I'm going to start showing up to Rumble and start seeing Waylon's live streams because I really like what he's talking about here and I'm learning from him and I'm benefiting from it. And I like the community here.
And the vibe, I think, is so important. I know it's kind of a silly word, but you have, to your point about people becoming more, or the big creators being more laid back on some of their sort of personal streams or side streams. I think they can get away with that a little bit because they have that audience of people that love it. Now, for me, I do the same thing, and I don't get, I get I'll hang out and do like chill streams and stuff, and but I'm not so worried about it. But then like on my show, like now, this is when I'm really trying to pump it and get everybody in here. And also to your point about it, the 50 people that are in here, the live stream stays out there. I mean, there'll be hundreds of views in the coming weeks, and I try to do my shows. I call them a show. Like it's not a live stream. It's a live stream, but it's also not. I hate the word podcast. I say it because people understand it, but it's not audio only. It's I try to do things, and I try to like I'll have something going on, and we'll have, hey, let's grow
Hmm.
some this or that, and and it's a show. It's an online show, but to the viewers that watch it later, it should be valuable information in any time. I guess we haven't got to anything crazily valuable. Let's get into some technical stuff. Like you like X. If you, I have a lot of my audience it's not on X yet. I've told them I've tried to get over there. Give us your pitch. Like what's better about X?
I don't recommend it to anybody. First
Okay,
off,
never mind.
unless, no,
It's
I
hard.
mean,
It's tough to get started anywhere, really.
yeah, that's exactly it. Like your first 100 followers on somewhere is going to be the hardest. Your first
Hmm.
10,000 views on your Instagram videos are going to be the hardest. The first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube are going to be the hardest. Like what I found on
Not
X
there
is
yet.
like it's just a matter of like where for me it's worked with my consistency and where I can show up, right? All the apps have best practices on how to grow, and if that's your focus, like go with it, but realize like it's not easy. I don't know, like I mean, I just know with X I was able to get monetized by smack talking Lance Stroll and
Hmm.
F1, but I really like F1 and I'm watching F1 anyway. So if I'm watching F1, I can do a live stream, I can connect to a spaces. I can shitpost all over the timeline and it's going to passively benefit me,
Right.
right? So for me, I just found that's a way that I can not niche down, because finding a niche that, is like creator, crypto, tech
Right.
savvy, road cycling, soccer mad, and then also like building a personal brand. Like there's no niche for that. But online through X, I can talk to a whole bunch of people. And I don't think X is like, I don't think it I could probably substitute any of the platforms in for that. You could do that on Instagram. You just go into the niches that you like and you provide value. You comment on them. You share. You post all about it. At the end of the day, I think it comes back to like the first thing we talk about. Nobody's doing enough on here to get towards where they want to go.
Right.
Everybody
There's
thinks
always
that they
more.
are, and then they connect with Gary Vee and see that Gary Vaynerchuk today pushed 450 pieces of content today alone. And not only does he have Gary Vee on TikTok, but he has Uncle V, which talks about like prophetic stuff.
Different
And then he
things.
has Gary V, the garage sailor, and then he has Gary V, the NFT guy. Then he has V friends. Like he has so many accounts that he's built up, and I think at the end of the day, like that's a message. Like that's a way that you can communicate with your audience. And I just it comes down to it, and I rack my brain about this. But the simple fact is, it's consistency, showing up,
Right.
providing value, and just putting out more volume than you really think. Like if you're not replying 100 times on X, don't post on X and expect to grow.
Right.
If you're not replying to your friends, like how you doing, what's going on, like if you're not doing that 100 to 200 times a day, X is not the platform for you. But
I'll
if
admit I
you
don't do
expect to
enough, but
grow
I'm
on a
close.
platform and you're not doing that, I don't know how those things are going to align.
I think people do get caught up in expecting everyone they're already connected to see all their stuff, and it's like that's never going to happen.
Never.
And not only is it not going to
1% of
happen,
your followers see your
right?
stuff.
And that's not even the algorithm issue. But then when you add on top of it something like Facebook with their like thumb on the scale, they're purposely they want you to pay them because they screwed themselves because they're sort of not they weren't first in. MySpace was first in, but close to being first in. Not best dressed anymore because they're kind of antiquated almost with the friends. Like they're the only site the whole friend request, right? You don't do that anywhere else. And then you have they literally want everyone to pay them now, and so they don't say that. They don't say, "Hey, you're not going to get seen unless you pay us." They say, "Oh." They'll give you these little things. Hey, if you give us this much money, you'll get seen by this many more people. Which tells me one thing: they're purposely not letting me get seen by that many more people. They're purposely so you
But
just
every app does that though.
yeah,
Like YouTube Premium, there's no chance if you like I'm not no chance, sorry, I'm going to step back off that ledge. But there is a far less chance of you having your YouTube Shorts go like this in a trajectory up unless you're subscribed for premium. And maybe, yes, you
right,
may buck the algorithm. You may be able to do that, but just realize there's probably like 150 of me that are trying to do the same thing. And
right,
then on a tier a little bit higher, there's another 150. And then on a tier a little bit higher, there's probably 500. And then on a tier a little bit higher, there
millions,
could be 50,000. Like
right,
it comes down to that. So if you want to grow on Facebook, and
nah,
people want to do that, like do they have a personal Facebook profile? And then do they have like a Facebook page that
page,
they're
right,
using as a funnel? And then are they connected to groups that they're talking with daily around their niches? And then have they created a Facebook group around their niche? So maybe their niche is, let's say in my case, wanting to build a personal brand.
right,
If I want to build a personal brand and I want to build on Facebook, if I have not created a group of um, Canadian personal brand builders, and then
right,
also I'm in Alberta, so Alberta personal brand builders, and then I'm also in Western Canada personal brand builders. If I haven't created those groups and I'm not in there communicating with those people,
right.
like that just comes down to the thing of like, hey, you want to get towards this goal, but you're not doing everything to be successful. Like no one is, I don't want to swear, but no one's
Yeah.
special, man. No one is
You can
like,
swear as long as I can smoke this bong.
there we go. Like no one's fucking special, man. Like who thinks they're like that much better? No one is. And like that's what it comes down to. But the beautiful part about it is you and I can connect. We can like I see the chat, the live chat here, and like there's vibes, there's community here, and the impact that we make to 11 people on here is far more beneficial than I don't know, the 8,000 people that I have following me on X and the 80 people that will actually see it, and then maybe the 8 people that will tune into the live stream, but nobody will actually absorb it, right?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, if you see people actually asking questions back, you know they're absorbing it. And I tell you what, I may not have an enormous audience, but the people that are here are some of the most engaging and
That's all
interested
that
because
matters.
community building is such a huge thing. I don't know if you know who Ashney is on X, but yeah, she's all about community building, and she basically talks about how that's the most important thing because you can have a perfectly polished show like we talked about, but it's really you, it's really me that these people are here to connect with, and obviously to find out who it is I'm talking to today. But they're not here just because they're these two random guys having a conversation. They're here because they know me already. And people that pop in that don't know
Yeah.
us, they may stay long enough to kind of, oh, I like the vibe. Okay, then maybe I'll hit the follow, and maybe they'll come back later and possibly see it again. A lot of times you have so many follows that people that they don't they think they're doing you a favor by hitting the follow button, but then they never see you again. It's like, ooh, I got
That
this
almost does
number. Ooh.
more damage.
Yeah,
Like if we're looking at the algorithm, that
hmm
almost does more damage for them like wanting to support you, but not actually support you. Um,
the
and I've
follow
talked
through.
about that lots. You nailed it, man. Like that's the most important thing when you're doing this is yes, the community you'll build it over time, and the reach maybe that you'll build will increase, but you there's nothing that you can do about that depth, and you can't replicate that. So whether you have 6 people or 60 people or whatever, that depth and that connection cannot be replicated. Alice, like your mom told you were special. Everybody's mom tells them they're special. Like
Right, right.
on Facebook, because I connect Facebook to Instagram, the only person that likes my Facebook stories is my mom. So come on, like I've been there. I am there. I am
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it's my mom is my only family member that that ever comes into any of my streams or anything. So I get
Okay.
that, and it's funny because it was conflicting for her. She's one of the only ones in my family I understand it because she was never pro cannabis, but she's kind of becoming that way because of a lot of I guess aversion to the medical system since 2020 and all of that stuff. She's very down that rabbit hole, and she's anti hospital and all that. So I kind of was able to show her the benefits and without the actually inhalation, but there's a lot of other ways that she can do it. But she's
We're
now like
talking
my
to a
only.
Canadian here, so it's
Yeah, yeah,
like
you
the
know what's
stereotype
up.
is real, man. Like we have more cannabis stores than convenience stores on every corner here.
Yeah, I know a bunch of Canadians, and definitely they're mostly through this cannabis community. Um,
Yeah.
but I know that not everybody up there. It's not, but it's also I'm sure it's not as free up there as people think either. Because I know it's like uh, they're changing all the time up there with their cannabis. But that's another story. But
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
your brand though, your brand, Dan. Do you have like a logo yet? What's your brand? Like what's the like where's the is there a swoosh? Is there what's the what are you gonna do? Like this is my logo. All right.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. What are you thinking? What do you they have anything in the works? Maybe some
I
options
like
you're
the
working on?
logo, man. So Dan is Driven has been around since before like anything else, and it's been what
I like it.
I've had on Instagram going back to the fitness business that I launched, and it was Driven Fitness and Lifestyle. So started with that, and I believe I've been Dan is Driven here on X, since I started X back in like, I want to say 2009. So like it's been a long time. Is there a logo to it? No.
We need your face.
Um,
No, I don't know. Everybody uses their face.
yeah, like I mean,
It seems like
I've done the logos for personal branding and stuff, and I get the idea of it. I think just and I'll create like, so with my like, I have a commercial like social media agency, and that's like Spark Creative.
oh
I don't know
really?
anything about it. But yeah, so that has a logo and stuff. I don't have much on there, but if you go to like Instagram.com/Spark Creative Co., you will see like my social media stuff. Instagram.com/Spark Creative Co.
I just thought I'd go to see if I'm logged in. Yeah, I'm not even able to see if
Yeah,
it'll let
okay.
me in
So
before I search it. What?
yeah, okay. Don't even worry about it. But
That's okay. It's gonna pop up on my phone. What is up, everybody?
if you want to
70
do
people in the
it,
house, guys. I feel like
but yeah,
let's
that's like
share it out.
the branding. Yeah, that's the branding. But like, I mean, I got to figure out eventually a logo and that. It's just mainly around the personal brand. And what I've found is the more I have just conversations with people, the more I have, um, build opportunities for curiosity, the more there is things that come of it, right? And I have the commercial brand with Spark Creative Co. Or you can go to my website, which is sparkcreative.online. Um,
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and log in so that I'm logged in now
okay,
because I think I did
there
a
you go.
cookies clean
You down the
recently.
rabbit hole. Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I have built. And then the more I like try to turn my personal brand into a business, the less traction I'm having.
Is this you
Spark
here?
Creative online. No, sparkcreative.online.
Dot
Spark
online.
Creative? Yeah. None of this .com. Sparkcreative.online.
Oh, dot online. I've never heard of such
Yeah, there
a
you go.
new age
There you
thing.
go. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So you're more
Shout out
about
to
like
my buddy that told me a non.com would ever gain any traction ever.
I see a lot of
So
dot nets that do well, but I've never heard of dot online. Can you basically make anything dot
anything you
anything?
want. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
So our fitness business, I believe, was driven lifestyle dot studio or
Wow.
driven fitness dot studio. So yeah. But
Book a
yeah,
consult.
that's kind of like a little bit of what I do on the web 2 side of it.
Well, guys, if you're listening and you want to get, maybe find out more, you could book a consult, get a hold of Dan, maybe give him your best pitch, and maybe get on a call sometime. He's not going to give us all of his best secrets today, so make sure you go follow him. Check him out, either X, Instagram. I guess, are you on Instagram as otherwise?
Yeah, Dan is driven. Dan is driven across every platform, including like Telegram, Discord,
Let's see.
everywhere. Dan is driven.
I don't even know. I don't use Instagram, so I don't know where to search at. Oh, there it is. Boom. You said what now?
Dan is driven.
Oh, Dan is
Yeah.
driven. I was gonna look for the other one for some reason.
Oh,
I
Spark
forgot.
Creative. Yeah, that too.
Nah, nah.
Look at
We
you
want
following
people
it.
to follow you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Check
And
them
I
out.
mean, Instagram's a perfect example. I didn't post on Instagram for like 1,500 days because it wasn't providing me the value of things. I use that to
Right.
the time to build my YouTube channel to get to 1,000 followers or 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. I use that to get monetized on X. So it's okay to step back from platforms if they're not like serving you or working within your goal. Just always have a focus towards it and work towards that. And that's the
Right.
biggest thing.
You only have so much time in the day, and if you're feeling stressed out about it, I find it's actually nice to have multiple places to work, because if I'm feeling stressed about Facebook, maybe they got me on a restriction or whatever, boom, I can just say whatever. I got five other places I could go and actually put in some good work and actually get something out of it. And so I think rotating back and forth and kind of having a good like portfolio of places that you can spend some of your time, because some of them may not always be valuable to constantly, be beating your head against the wall on wherever it is. I found on X like the best way to grow is to do spaces, constantly getting into spaces. But then all of the
Oh man,
spaces people,
it's the
none of
hack.
them, yeah, they don't come to my show, but they'll follow you over there. That's about.
So what you do, go and I call it spaces fishing. Go into that bottom pill in the purple right corner and follow up people, but communicate with people and then go onto their timeline. So let's say you're running a live stream in an hour. The hour before, go spaces fishing.
Right,
Go on
right.
to 10 different spaces. Go into the bottom purple pill. Go onto people's timeline and actually like communicate on their timeline, not just like a few. Communicate, and then once you go live, X over delivers and over pushes your live streams because very few people live stream on X.
Mhm.
So it will over deliver that reach. So it is like, I guess, a hack in a way, but just again,
Hmm.
reinforces the momentum. So if you're wanting to like milk something a little bit, spend like you got to wine and dine her a little bit, but like
Sure.
spend a little bit of time with that, provide some value first, and then when you go live, it will push to more people. It may not work the first time, but the more you do it, and the more you space fish, the better. I love spaces
Yeah, because
fishing.
they
It
don't
is
push my stream much on X. I've been live streaming on X for 5 years, but then I do go into spaces, and I guess I'm doing a little fishing. I'll go and I'll go into the purple pill and say hey to everybody, and I'll get a few people, several people to say, oh hey, it's good to see you, and then that kind of tickles the algorithm a little bit, and maybe they'll see, they'll see some more of your stuff that way. But to your point, going to their feed is definitely going to be better, right?
go
I try to
live natively within X as well through the media
I used to
studio.
do that, dog
Do it where
walks and
you're
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, do it where you're like piggybacking off of something else attention related. So if there's something
Oh
you
yeah, yeah.
enjoy that's happening concurrently at the same time that you feel like a few other people from that community. So for me it's footy because like I just that's all I do is watch soccer. And I live
I
it.
played soccer when I was
Yeah.
younger.
So yeah, man, for me it's just like I could watch League Two in Europe from a like, I don't know, some no-name German squads and be entertained. But
Well, they're probably
uh,
still good, even though they're no name in
oh yeah,
German.
but when I know there's like a Premier League game coming on, I will do a live stream concurrently with that. I'll go hard on the keywords as well, so it will get across people on those keyword searches. It'll get across people in my community, and just what I've found has been a great way for the live streams to get more traction of it. Does it really matter? I don't know, but that's just what I found is like a best practice for it.
I think getting yourself, you said it before, consistency. If you get into a pattern that seems to be working, now there's always something more you can do, right? There's always, no matter how many hours in the day you have, you can still do more. And so there's like a healthy level to that where you kind of have to, you can't just do it all day. I mean, obviously, health plays a factor in that. You said you were, kind of athletic, and you riding the bike and stuff. You got to keep some grounding involved, like get out in the sun, because some people will get so caught up in posting that it just, you know actually goes downhill because they're not taking care of themselves. But you were saying earlier, posting, so that, what did you say, 400 and something pieces of content. I
Yeah,
I find the more I post, the less people want to see me. They're like, they're seeing me too much. They're like, what.
don't worry about that, man. Like the amount of people that no, but the amount of people that are actually seeing you is far less than you think. And
Yeah.
we cloud that in like, oh, people just don't like
Well, the
my
same
shit.
5 people are going to see all of them, but then to your point, there's a bigger group that
It's
maybe
gonna
aren't.
open up
Yeah.
to it. So like
Yeah.
example
Hey,
would
Divinity.
be on TikTok, like the other day I got a whopping 53 views on it, or even going back to like I did a paid activation with a brand that got 16 views and got me a community guidelines strike. 16, 1 6. It took multiple people. It took like more than a day of filming, got me 1 6, 16 views and a community guidelines strike on it. Like these things can happen, but then I posted it on a different platform and it
The same
absolutely
thing.
took off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think at the end of the day, it's like consistency, showing up, keep taking your shots, and like don't take it too seriously, but also like if you want to take it seriously and like monetize it, like
There's a
don't
happy medium,
expect
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Can't
like
be
and
too
don't expect to like, hey, I want to get this, but I'm not going to do this, or hey, I want to get this, but I'm not going to do this, and like, hey, that's cool and all, but most people can't be
pick
successful
and
with only
choose.
going like half at it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, but to me, like some of my, I'll be honest. I saw your post the other day, and I keep, I'm inching closer, you guys. I'm inching very much closer to the TikToks. I'm not on it, but I'm just like, but maybe I will. And I tell you, Rumble
I
has
don't like
actually,
it.
but it is a high traffic places where a lot of people are. The company behind it shouldn't matter as much if you're using it as a tool, and that's what I tell myself. So
Could it
not
be
to,
a funnel for getting more people on Rumble, or
that's exactly away
could
from,
it
or not
just be
just
like
Rumble, but
more?
like a subscription platform, like I'm on Locals or
Yeah,
Patreon or whatever it is. That's what I keep
yeah.
telling people. Don't try to get monetized on X. Don't try to get monetized on Facebook, which I am, but that doesn't matter. Push people to your personal place, whatever your website or whatever. I'd like to get a website built eventually for myself, but um, so you built a few websites. What would you recommend, like Squarespace, or are these
Squarespace is the
actual?
easiest, bro. Easiest. I mean, if like, okay, so
I want
if you
video
don't
on
have
it
a
though. Can I put video on
yeah, so if you
Squarespace?
don't have a budget, Squarespace, do it yourself.
Hmm.
Vibe code it all, like using ChatGPT and like best practices for it. Great. If you have like a couple $100, go to Fiverr and get someone to build a
All right.
nice site for you that you have a goal with it. I think Squarespace or any of the other ones are just better as a drag and drop. Like the challenge with like anything with JavaScript and code and anything with WordPress is like, sure, it's great, but if you have a plugin that's broken and you don't know how to fix it, like then you have to
You're
pay someone to
stuck.
do that.
Right.
Or if maybe you have a 6 month contract that they're doing support for it, what do you do after the 6 months?
Right.
Because I guarantee you that driven lifestyle group fitness brand that I launched back in 2012 that I paid for support for a few years, it'd be sure nice to have all that content because like, we had several blogs that are tremendously valuable but have no access to that anymore. So
So Divinity has a question. She says she's asking why our website's useful. And the reason I want a website is to have my own home base, so to speak, on the internet. And won't for me, yes, there might be merch there and stuff, but I want a place where people, if I get banned on so and so platform, those people that follow me there, but they just never took the time to go somewhere else find me, they can at least go to my just specific website for me. And I think it does cost a little bit, but the internet is it's a frontier. There is real estate. There are places to go. Like it's a digital world, and so having your own home, so to speak, makes sense.
yeah,
But maybe it doesn't make sense unless I have a product. And for me, it would be like clips, and I'd put like maybe short videos on it and things like that if I could. I don't know if Squarespace lets you put videos, but
yeah,
that would
you
be
can.
my evolution to it. It would be awesome to stream from my website, but I think that's like much more extensive to
Yeah,
do that. But that's not. I mean, that's neither here nor there. It's just that I don't want to count. I don't want to count on any site that can decide. And obviously, there's even more down the line. You have the servers and the internet providers that could have a problem with you or whatever. But that's much less. Uh, of an issue, I think, unless you're way big and some kind of political figure. But yeah, sites do, and I see it all the time with my friends on Facebook, and that's just my example because it seems to be the most censorious site that I'm on, and people get banned, their entire accounts deleted, nothing, no explanation. I've never once had a thing from X ever about any violation of anything, and I'm sure
I just
people
got
get it.
one 48 hours ago, a
Wow,
takedown request.
what for? Like
So
you don't smoke, do you?
actually, my account became restricted. So so
You brought 45 people in here, so I appreciate it. Go ahead.
hey, of course, man, here to help. I think it was probably one of the live streams that I did because like I had Premier League going on. I'm sure some of the copyrighted audio even got picked up by AI or whatever. But like to your point, having multiple, like being in multiple places is so important, because if you can get taken down tomorrow, or you could have Meta, I don't know, file, like, not going to file for chapter 11, but maybe
Right.
Meta goes down for 24 hours, so you have no
Right.
access to Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and
All of them.
whatever else they have, right?
Uh,
So I mean, these things can
yeah,
happen, and
it's a
you have to
be
be
versatile.
everywhere, but also like focus on where you need to focus. I
Oh,
don't I don't there's no right answer to it, man. There's
no, I
never a right
think we're in the
answer to
same
it.
page here. Like you get
Yeah.
you get on as many as that you can stomach getting on, but then the ones that you concentrate the most on are the ones, maybe the bigger ones, the ones that maybe you found do better for you over time. Like experiment a little
Or
bit here and
serves you
there.
purpose.
That too, if it lines up with what you're doing, like Rumble lines up with my beliefs for the most part. They're much more about freedom of speech, and they're actually fighting against all these other, like YouTube would just love to see it just get deleted off the face of the planet. I'm telling you.
Hmm.
So they're constantly being attacked and everything. So they line up with my beliefs. But I've told people multiple times, I don't. Rumble might be the best place for me right now, but I don't. Can't think of the word, but I don't have a problem imagining a future where Rumble goes down a different path and I don't like them anymore, or YouTube or X or Facebook. Like they're companies, right? So they can change. So that's why
Yeah.
we
Or you
gotta.
get an email from Twitch asking you to sign a six-figure contract for 6 months, is
Oh,
if you say goodbye to everywhere, right? Like,
oh
I
yeah,
mean, there's ways that this can work to your favor, but
that's
I think the
nuts.
biggest thing is like showing up, having, like, we are no longer under like a follower is your validation, and people that
Right,
are trying to do that, like they're
past
going
that.
up the wrong tree. It's about having a proof of work, having a body of work, and making that impact. Like making an impact to 83 people on here is probably far more than trying to LARP all over a highlight reel on Instagram that nobody gives a like flying fuck over.
Or steal content just to get, just because it's going to go viral, like some
Yeah.
political clip or some like crazy fight clip or whatever. There's something.
Unless you're
You know.
doing distribution through Clipper, then it's okay.
So tell me about Clipper a little bit if you have time. Now, I got to say, I gave my son's new bus driver. He just started junior high. My phone, so he should be able to text me. But he gets out of school earlier now than he did last year. Even though my show, I didn't change my time, but I'm rambling. But he'll be here in about 20 minutes ish. So I will run up and get him if we're still having a chat. I'm not too worried about it. I said
I
I'll
got a hard
drop there,
cutoff
but
here in about 10 to
that's
15. So
fine. That works good
yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, we can talk again, man. Honestly, one of the
Oh yeah.
biggest
Let's
problems that I
connect
think
again for sure.
a lot of streamers out there have a problem with collaborating with each other. And if you look at the top, and I constantly, I hate to always point at Joe Rogan, but it's like that's the template, right? What does he do? He doesn't shy away from bringing his friends on. He doesn't always have some great scientist on or whatever. He brings his friends on. He encourages them to do their own show, and then what? He goes on their show. They come on his show, back and forth, and everybody's kind of doing a thing like you and me. Maybe you come back in 6 months or whatever, and it's like a thing where, and then maybe I'll go on yours or whatever it is. It should be a back and forth. It should be a win-win, and people think,
Let's
oh,
set one up
if
for
I'm
next week, man. 6 months from now, let's set
well,
one up for next week.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but like, did you do live streaming? What do you do? You just hang out
Yeah, lots
sometimes?
of live streaming. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
lots of live
let me
streaming.
know. I'm always down.
Yeah,
I'm a pretty good guest. I can be helpful with the things. I like having other streamers on because it's like you kind of get everything that's going on. Like I'll have a person who's not online that much on, like a doctor or something, and I'm trying to keep track of everything else while also listening to this intricate conversation. But no, I always appreciate this kind of talk because a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody who's not specifically into what you're into, I mean, just creative director trying to do things that people are doing, but not specifically saying that's all they're doing. How do I put this? people are, they have their thing, right? Like I'm a health specialist or whatever. But then on the side, they are doing everything that you're doing. They're trying to make clips. They're trying to put their stuff out. They're trying to do all this stuff. And so I try to avoid those conversations when I'm trying to get their information about what they do, and we don't want to rabbit hole into that. But then when I have someone on like you, that's the whole conversation. It's great because we can really get
Yeah.
into it. Give me, I guess, the best advice you can give to these friends out here before you go, because we're going to get you out of here soon. Everybody, if you have any questions, right now would be the best time. I didn't see any others earlier. Let me know.
Yeah. I think the best advice is
Do we have a
like
business plan? Is a question. Sorry, there's a question. Do we have a business plan?
I'm I'm 6 steps ahead of that. So yeah, we're good on that side of it. Um, so I think like I'm gonna take a little bit of a different approach here. I want everybody to actually go follow up Gary Vaynerchuk just for some
I'll pull
humble
them up.
pie. Yeah, just for some humble pie on the sense of like realize that at the end of the day, like that is just a personality. Gary V is a personality, but he's built a personal brand around that. He, has multiple businesses that he's part of. He's serial online. He's not everybody's cup of tea for sure, but the if you are someone that wants to get like involved in building a personal brand or monetizing it or just figuring it out, he will do it to you in the New York City kind of style that is just
Hmm.
like bombarding and relentless. And
No
if you
kid
can't
gloves.
handle the heat,
Yeah,
yeah, you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen. But you realize right away that's not for you. That said, I appreciate that like straightforwardness with it and just resonate with a lot of what he's done. And like literally I built a lot of my business and brand. I built like two businesses in real life just based on like what he has said over the last 15 years.
it's
So
interesting
yeah.
because people and I've had this problem, and maybe it's a jealousy thing, but I'll see people with a huge following, and I don't actually have an example with Gary here, but you'll see someone with a huge following posting something that just seems, actually, here's an example, like this, message, right? And it probably got a lot of attention, right? And it's like, well, shit, I could post stuff like that. I post simple things, but it's the thing is they
Absolutely.
don't understand it. It's the amount of time he spent building up his brand up to this point that those people that will resonate with all those people, instead of people saying, well, I post stuff just like they do. Why doesn't my post get that kind of attention? It's because of the time they spent actually putting
But
in the
also
work.
look at underneath his name there. 700 or sorry, how many thousand posts is that? Go to at the very
Oh,
top there.
uh, don't see it.
233,000.4K posts.
Oh,
Just underneath
right
his
here.
no, scroll up, scroll up.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
233.4 thousand posts.
There you go. Like that's just
2007.
posts. That's not even replies. Like that comes down to like the
Oh,
hey
reposts.
MFer, like realize, man, like it is going to take more volume and more work than you want, and you're gonna have to show up in so many places that you don't want to, and
It's
post to the
smart.
void, and
Yeah.
post to nobody listening, and post to just your parents liking it and then you getting two comments of people hating what you're saying, like all this stuff happens. But like Gary V is, he's been saying the same thing online since 2006, and YouTube was like brand new. The man has not changed what he's been saying for 20 years and just continues to repeat it. Yes, I'm Canadian. Can you not tell by my
I
the
hear
get
it.
her done accent? Get
Divinity
her
is
done.
Divinity. You're in
But
Canada
yeah.
too, right? I think she's in Canada too.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
she
Canadian here.
she and to wrap up this like networking conversation with how Gary does this, that's why I created a show on Thursday, which is a panel show, which gives people an opportunity to network without being like pelted with all the interview questions like I have today with you, and it just makes people have like a more relaxed kind of laid back. And Divinity came on recently. Hopefully, she's going to come on again, but yeah, I mean, you'd be welcome, of course, too. But like, it's just, you ever heard of Friday Night Tights? the Geeks and
Yep.
Gamers guys. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
when they made that, it was like genius. I'm like, okay, so they got a bunch of other streamers that already have something going on. They come together once a week and they network while having a show, like doing actually having content, but then it's really a networking tool, and it makes a lot of sense. I mean, this is a
Yeah.
networking tool between the two of us, but having 8 people on screen, it kind of it really makes it a different kind of a feel. Not everybody likes having having all that many
But
people on
also
screen.
like a way that, like as we go back to like the platforms and stuff, it's ways that people can practice in a way. Hey, someone doesn't feel comfortable on camera, maybe they can
Yes,
practice
that's
in a format like
exactly.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Someone wants to build their personal brand but says too much of ums and ahs. Maybe they connect to X spaces and then set up another device that they're actually recording themselves so then they can
Ah,
go back and audit it. Like, not enough people are like willing to be that, vulnerable or like work through it. But I guess, at the end of the day, the fact that you and I can connect and have these conversations and, like connect through this little internet box and have this social media thing and make a little bit of money or a side hustle or whatever it is, like, I mean, it's amazing, man. It's cool.
great time to be alive. There's always something to be upset about. There's always downsides. There's always problems in life, but I think there's a lot of interesting things happening right now. But Dan, I do really appreciate it, man. This is not
Yeah,
our
this
last
was great
time.
talking.
Yeah, we'll definitely talk again. We'll have to talk more sports and stuff next time. If
What's your
you,
sport?
huh?
What's your sport?
Taekwondo. I played soccer. I'm not big into the major sports like NFL, NHL. Actually, I'll watch hockey, but I'm not big into those. But I like watching more college. And I like American Ninja Warrior. That's a fun sport. You like
Oh,
that one?
okay. Hey,
Because
see,
it's individual, man. Like, you got to do. It's all on you. It's all on you.
bro,
Nobody else.
you need to do a live stream when there's like an American Ninja Warrior that you're like doing like a concurrent watch along for or something like
Hmm.
that. Piggyback off of that too.
Oh yeah, we do a lot. What do you call it, watch parties on Rumble because you can't. I mean, you got
Nice.
to be
Good.
careful with copyright stuff and all that. But yeah, we do a little watch party over there. Anyway, I don't want to hold you up, and I do have to get up there in just a minute. But
Yeah,
thanks.
all good.
It's
This
been
was a great
fun, man.
conversation. I appreciate your time, man.
Yeah, no, I thank you. And if you want, I can clip anything, and obviously you could too if you want. You can have the whole episode if you want. You've been on it, so. And actually, maybe like a 30-second. Like, what does Clipper like? Give me what is that? Like
Yeah,
I put like a 2 hour stream into it, and then it's going to clip it for me, or what's the down and dirty?
not at all. But so Clipper is a distribution layer. So if you want to, let's say, make a couple extra bucks, learn a skill, you can learn how to clip, and you've seen those clips with like captions on it and
Right.
stuff. So we have Clipper University that will actually teach people, and we
Ah,
have a Discord teach people how to clip, and then you can actually make money via Clipper. So it's Clipper
I've got a Discord.
CLIPUR.com, and you can sign up with clipper.com. You can become a clipper. You get paid per view, so essentially anywhere from like $1.50, like it's market standard, anywhere from like $1.50 to $3.50 per thousand views. And you can do that as learning a skill and editing. All you need is your phone and like CapCut. Now, for the brands and creators, what we do is much like this: we take long form, widescreen videos and we clip them up for distribution online.
Oh,
So
nice.
we will take a live stream like this and we will send it out. We have over 10,000 clippers online and we will create a campaign around it. So let's say the goal is to get more signups for a newsletter. We will then put a campaign out that people can collect bounties for. They're going to follow the guidelines of the clipping campaign. They're going to go pop it all over the internet. So let's say the distribution is all over X and Instagram. They're going to, like, we literally flood the timeline with clips. So what that does is it trains AI and it trains LLMs to become like an inbound funnel for you. So if you get 10,000 people worldwide talking about your newsletter, AI is going to be like, oh, this is amazing. Even better, when people go on to Google and Google search now, it's connected with AI. So it just becomes a phenomenal, like, amplification way to get your newsletter in front of more people that this was never ever possible before. So you're paying anywhere from like a $2 to a $10 CPM, again, which is unheard of in the marketing industry, to get onboarding for people. So if you are a brand, or you have money that you want to raise, or you have a launch coming up, or you just want to get more eyes on your podcast, this is a way to do it that, um, I mean, we've run 300 campaigns, and we've racked up more than 1 billion views, and we've raised like 8 figures for launches. I can assure you there's not another way online right now to get this much volume and this much distribution for smaller creators. Like,
Hmm.
it's 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 not it's not a hack, it's not anything that's out of the capacity. It's just when you have 10,000 people talking about your brand. So the indoor farmer, if we launched a clipping campaign, and let's say you wanted to get 10,000 people onboarded to your newsletter, we would set up a clipping campaign. We'd send out the details and the objectives of what we're looking to clip up. And let's say you and I run a live stream next week that we put intentionally 5 or 6
Right.
spots that are just juicy clips. Like, we plan it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
then we put it out to the clippers. 10,000 people are talking about it worldwide. It just gets more amplified way. Like, it's a more amplified way to get attention around your product, your service, your brand, in a way that has never been possible.
I may have to. I may
That
have
was
to
more
check it
than
out.
30
Sure.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's okay. And again, you got a heart out. I got to go too. But man,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it again because maybe I could,
Yeah.
and like having a personal connection with you makes it feel a lot different than, Actually, I was going to make a joke earlier. So are you that guy that keeps messaging me in the DMs like, oh, I can make your podcast go so viral, my friend, my friend. Is that
We have the
is that you?
receipts of that.
Okay. Well, I never trust that guy. Like, get out
I
of my
get it.
DMs, dude. But now that I know somebody like that, I could definitely look into it a little bit because, like, I had one person like texting me. I don't know, this company texting me about making my own TV channel and this and that, and I'm like, they just want my money. And I'm like, I can't trust any of that stuff unless I know
Yeah,
them.
I
But
get it.
anyway, we'll talk again, man. I appreciate it. We've tried outing multiple times, but it's a good
Someone said it's a way
conversation.
to
So,
bot your popularity. That's the difference. We don't use any botting. It's all organic views. It's all verified
oh,
views.
that's a good
There's
question.
the one difference that we do is, like, we're not just bullshitters or bullshit artists or whatever you want to call it. Like, it's verified viewing. Even better, when a campaign ends, there's a 48-hour clawback period that we actually, like, manually verify each clip.
Hmm.
And you as the indoor farmer have to approve it. Me as clipper, as an admin, have to approve it. So it is impossible to bot. And I know there's a lot of that BS and garbage going. I just saw that,
I
and
feel
I
like
know
I'm
you guys
getting
go for it.
botted sometimes. Like there'll be 10
You
people in
can.
here for like I'll be hanging out doing nothing and there'll be like 20 people in here not saying anything for like 2 hours when I'm not even doing anything. It's like there's got to be bots in here right now. Like it's got to be some bots, but you never know.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it, so whatever. Yeah, we'll talk again, brother. I do
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you
You
for your
really do.
time.
Yep. We'll see you later, Dan. Thank you again. All right.
Appreciate it.
You may not know how to get out. I'll just put you in the back there until you find the find the X. Guys, that is awesome. You got to go follow Dan because the energy alone was like refreshing, to say the least. It's something that I miss a lot of times when I'm trying to talk to people that I've dealt with in the past that are kind of jaded with this whole thing. Uh, you might just have to hit the X on the thing. But yeah, I mean, people that kind of have been
Thank you,
doing
man.
this, have been
Appreciate
trying
that.
things. It doesn't have to be something that you beat your head over. Like you just, if you have a reason for it, if you have a why, that's what I have. I have a why am I doing this? It's because it's making me better as a person. It's not just hey, you're looking at me. See, you're on. No, it's not just that. It's more about the growth that I'm getting by doing the having making connections with people, by pushing myself to do work in real life in order to make content for you guys on screen, and I think it's all a value. And even if nothing gets seen, even if it doesn't go anywhere, it is frustrating. You guys have heard me many times complain because it's like you feel like that time and effort you spent for so long should be getting you somewhere. And then to his point about the 9 to 5, you go through all those same issues with your job where you're hoping to get that raise, you're hoping to get, seen by the upper, bosses or whatever, the upper uh, management, and it just maybe may never come. You have to maybe just become your own company. I think every person should be their own brand, their own company. Even if you're working for some company, you should think of yourself as an entity, as a company, as a, you are an entity. Factually, you are a thing, right? You're your own thing. You're an individual thing. All right, I'm not getting a text yet, so I'm going to wait until they text me this time, because yesterday I went upstairs and waited for 20 minutes while I had 33 people hanging out with in the stream waiting for me. We were listening to music because we were on Rumble only in the Rumble after show. But hey, thank you guys. I didn't see a lot of the chat. I was in the conversation, but I saw a few questions there. Divinity, thank you for asking some good questions there. Good conversation. Thank you. Thank you. I saw Jeremy on the Facebook side. He thanked Dan as well for the good conversation. Thank you for everybody who may have gotten something out of it. I know I didn't push him too hard to like give us specific, technical stuff that we can do, but I think he is a good resource for anybody to follow and to maybe possibly get into the actual companies and maybe use his service. I might even do that at some point. Looking at the website here. Great discussion today. He said, "Heck yeah." But yeah, I might have to check this out. Get started. What's it? Let's see. John Doe. John Doe. John Doe's here. That's funny. Yeah, you guys don't get to see my information at the moment, but create clip. I'm a clipper. Create campaigns. I'm a brand. I can't be both. I mean, I do clip. I clip my own stuff. Interesting. I might have to sign up. Another thing we talked about, I don't think he's gotten on it yet, but pickaxe.com is something that I haven't joined yet either. Our own your audience, post without algorithms, your audience, your content, your platform. No algorithms or shadow bans. Monetize directly. No middlemen. Real people, real reach. Now, like Dan was saying, app fatigue is a real thing, and so a lot of people don't want to get another app, don't want to do another thing. But when I'm constantly finding newer, not just apps that seem to be taking off, but apps that seem to be doing things a little differently. It doesn't mean that I'm going to do great on Pickaxe. It doesn't even mean I'm going to like it. But having, like he said earlier, apps that do different things, different apps that do things differently as well. Like Instagram is such a different app than Facebook, but yet kind of does a lot of similarities, right? There's some crossover. See, this is other website, Spark Creative. Interesting. So he does a lot of things. So I'm happy to have the conversation. And he said, hell, next week or whatever, we're going to probably have him on again, or I'll get on his show and possibly get him on People in the Boxes. That would be fun, right? That would be fun. Okay, well, let me play a little music here, and whenever they text me, I'll run up and grab my boy. Maybe we'll have a quick little after sesh on Rumble. See if anyone's still commenting on Facebook. I had to switch to my messenger so I could see. Kyle, what's up? You made it. We just passed a 420. I'm waiting for a text from the bus driver, though. Let's see. Can I mute Facebook this way and then turn my phone back up? Nope. Can I do it? There. Here we go. Does that mute my phone when I mute the video? Strange. Well, Yeah, there's a lot to absorb there, and I feel kind of when I have an interview like that, I like to just shoot from the hip and talk like whatever comes up, right? Like talk about what their thing and maybe whatever they do. Um, a little bit like a Joe Rogan, I guess, where they just sort of talk, right? Just what about whatever. Um, at the same time, I did want to sort of concentrate the conversation around things that maybe you guys can get a value from, especially since we're not going for 3 hours, having a conversation. But we'll talk to him again, and if you want any resources on other influencers and creators who are out there helping influencers and creators, let me know. I've got a handful now. We got Dan. We had Ashney on as a guest not too long ago, a few months back. But there's a few out there that seem to be pretty legit. You know, like there's a lot of quote influencers right out there, but if you need it's almost like influencer shopping for something specifically that you're hoping to get better at, right? Dan, it's like, okay, yeah, I'd love to get better at distribution for my show. Um, I follow other people for other things, right? Like Apothecary, she's all about the health and wellness and getting yourself healthy again. Um, and so, influencer shopping, right? As long again have some questions, I think it could be helpful. Okay. Huh. Hey, thanks for coming. I'll have him on again soon. I'm sure. That was my original first ever co-host, who was on my on Monday's show when I first started it. Um, so next time he'll be my in-house guest. He liked it that much, huh? I think it's interesting because there's a lot of people who don't necessarily do things online but are curious about it and kind of imagine possibly doing it one day, possibly getting into it a little bit. And I think conversations like this are helpful. I mean, because Dan, he's not like the guy that he pointed us to, Gary. Like Gary's got 3 million followers. So I appreciate that he said that. He's like, guys, go follow Gary because that's who he follows and checks out. But then I also appreciate Dan's spin on things and how he does it a little differently than Gary. And so not only do I follow some of the big guys, big creators out there, I also like to follow the ones that are, much closer to my level, but still doing things differently, doing things right, more intense energy going towards what he's doing. If I just feel it when he's posting, I'm just like, there's always something exciting happening. Oh, he did share us. Oh yeah, let's go. A few likes on it. But yeah, check him out on X or Instagram. I know most of you have Instagram, right? Most of the Foosbookers have the Instagram. Or can I just we'll just do this. We'll give him a few likes. Although he knows he doesn't. He agrees that that's not necessarily helpful. It's more helpful if you actually engage or actually get something out of the content, whatever it is, whoever's doing it, whoever's posting it. If you're like just liking it because you know the person, I guess that helps, but it's not as helpful unless you, I don't know, actually have a thought on what they're doing. All right, Bus, any minute now. Let's see who's on Facebook. If there's still a few people on Facebook, we'll stay on for a little bit. 5 people there. Just got home. So Kyle's one of them. Kayla's one of them. So that's down to 3. Jeremy may still be there. Denise. So if you're on Facebook and Rumble, if you would just hop off of Facebook so I can see how many people are really there. and we can shut it off to Rumble only in a minute. Now it says there are 80 people here right now, but I know most of them just like they popped through on X, but that doesn't mean they're still here. I wish X would fix that. Concurrent viewership would be really nice, X. But he gave me some good tips though on X today, which I think I'll try to use before the show. Go into a few other, active X spaces, which means that these are people who are active that day at that time. You go to their profile and you engage with their stuff, and then you most likely will be tethered a little bit through the algorithm, and they'll see your stuff in return. Hopefully, that might really help me out, because I tell you what, I feel like I don't get too much engagement on X. We got 3 likes today. One of them was me. And we got one comment was me, and someone, oh, hey, he commented, cool. Well, normally I comment on, oh no, that's the thumbnail, that's not the stream. It doesn't show the stream, it just shows a link for our stream here. What the heck? Yeah, it's just a link. X, can we fix this? This there should be like a video here showing some of our broadcasts. Jeez. I don't even see it on my home screen. It should be right up top. It shows me replying to it, and that's probably why I should reply to it. Look at that. It doesn't. It's literally not here. The only way I can see our stream that we are on right now is by clicking the reply that I did to myself on the stream, and then clicking a link. This is ridiculous, X. This is Bush League. It's Bush League, X. You can also click the profile picture that says live, but it's not right. It should be showing on the timeline. It should be giving us a little video. We didn't smoke no cannabises today, although we're about to. We didn't do nothing else. Why would it do that to me? That's okay. Why? Anyway, that's why we're on Rumble today. All right, let's shut it off to Rumble only. I don't see anybody commenting on Facebook. If you're on Facebook still and you want to join in on the little after sesh, waiting on a text message from my son's bus driver, and I'll go get him in a second. But we're going to go to the after sesh and play a little music and listen to some bong hits. We're going to listen to some bong hits and play a little music. And my TV just booped on me, so now you don't hear anything, but you should be able to hear me still. My TV just shuts off. It's a brand new TV. Just shuts off every now and then, reboots, and then eventually it'll settle. Come on. This is like technology, man. You buy something brand new, it's like, all right, I got that thing, I got that gadget. Remember that. I guess we didn't talk about that much with Dan, but you got to roll with the punches if you're going to do this. Technology doesn't always cooperate. Man, the bus driver's still not here yet, which means that it's going to be 20 minutes late again. It's crazy. I need to adjust the timing, I think. All right, Facebookers, come over to Rumble. We're going to shut off. We're going to go Rumble only. And X, if you're watching me, if you're actually watching the show on X, leave a comment below. Tell us that you were there watching it. If I can't imagine those people are still here. The 40 people it says they're watching from X. I have no idea, you guys. So if you're watching from X, leave a comment. Or leave a comment, not a live chat, because the live chat's set to only verified members right now, so it's not going to work. But all right, Facebook, we'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time for We Grow Wednesday. Since this is on all the sites, I'll go ahead and play a little outro first, a little teeny outro to transition to the after show over here on Rumble only. Okay, we are about there. Okay, got the text. All right, waiting on Rumble Studios to load. Come on, Studio. Well, Is this it? Is this going to work? Is this it? No, that's not it. Can't see anything, Rumble. All right. I think this is it. We'll be right back. Facebook, find me on Rumble.
The end of farmer, rocking the live show scene. We